What's up guys, it's TCGI Jordan. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you did say it right.
I keep saying TGC.
It's been a long time since you've made a video, Jordan.
Yes, it has, because...
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Well,
we thought Jordan was out of the game. It turns out it wasn't. Just Alex.
Just Alex.
Just to clarify, just Alex.
I'm still here.
Sorry about that. Anyway, continue.
Okay, so we have, to your surprise, another Narukami deck profile. To start with, we'll start with the starters.
Yeah.
This is a Sweep Command starter. Skill, soak him into the soul when a unit is retired anytime during my turn. And search the top 10 cards. Oh,
Search the top 10 cards.
Search the top 10 cards in my deck, and if a Sweep Command is in there, superior rate it.
As stand.
As stand. Because it would be bad if it was his rest.
Yeah. So, going on with the grade 3s.
Okay, so first off, we have pretty much the main grade 3, which is Tempest Bolt Dragon.
I think literally you're like your favourite Narukami card.
He is one of my favourite. Has to be perfect.
It has to be in the centre, because then it's just weird. Anyway, continue.
This guy keeps up with Stride because his massive power boost.
Scales up.
He scales up. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
I forgot it. His skill is counterblast 3 Eradicators, and each fighter blows up all rearguards, and he gets 2,000 for each open rearguard circle. This gives him 10k for each for 5 open rearguards, and with both fighters, all open rearguards, it's plus 20k, making easy 31k, which is, you know, consistent. That's the same Stride. It's the same as Stride, if not better.
Basically the same as any Stride going. And if you don't have the Stride fodder, you just keep him on Vanguard and just swing for stupid.
The next grade 3s is EDD. He's in here simply for the restand. You know, opponents on 5 damage, just bash them into the ground.
Fucking hell, Jordan.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as the next. Oh, if you don't know what EDD's skill is, it's counterblast 1 and drop 3 Eradicators from your hand. If his attack did not hit during the turn it attacked, restand. His other skill is...
And he gets a crit.
Yeah, he gets a crit. That's not the important part. the extra twin drive.
The bit that made him good isn't the good bit.
And, you know, his best skill is counterblast 2, get 5k.
Anyway.
On to the last of the grade 3s is obviously Sweep Command Dragon.
I think the best thing to come out of
that's the best thing to do with this deck, because after striding, with the stride card that we'll get onto in a minute, this enables you to use the Sweep Command starter, which
in the middle of the battle phase.
In the middle of the battle phase lets you search for a Sweep Command, then you write him a stand. So after attacking with the stride, and if you retire something, you get to re-ride. So it's basically a stand.
Yeah. Really
for extremely low cost.
Sort of extremely low cost, yeah. His skill is when he's placed on Vanguard, stuck in an Eradicator.
It's like, does it matter?
It does, kind of, because
if you use
it during the battle.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah.
Stuck in an Eradicator and killing a unit in your opponent's front row, and then his limit break is Counterblast 2, Soul Blast 2. When a unit is retired, this unit Steve gets 5k, you draw a card and you retire another unit in the front row.
Okay.
So that's 2 retires if he has a limit break.
Yeah.
Onto the stride.
Just grade 4s?
The grade 4s, whatever. the main grade 4s, or strides, is, what's it called? Zorath. Never knew his name.
Just said it, this guy.
This guy. This stride is the on-hit Narukami stride, and the only optimal one for this deck, really.
Yeah.
It's not
to consistently
consistently do this Steve thing. His skill is on hit on a Vanguard. No counterblast.
No counterblast, just killer.
Your opponent chooses a unit to kill, and then you bind 2 from your opponent's drop zone. So it's actually really great for against Legion decks, as Liam found out earlier. You just
literally, Liam had 3 cards in the drop zone, and then he was just about to Legion the next turn with like Die Kaiser, and he was like, oh no guard, and it's like, and I can't Legion now.
And it's amazing just binding triggers, go bind, bind.
But yeah, no, he's just kind of the thing that enables you to actually do your effect.
Because when he hits, you've obviously triple drived, and if he hits, you retire a unit, you use sweep command starter, and you will hopefully get a sweep command and reride, which will give you another twin drive, which is 5 cards. And then if you use sweep command's limit break, you can get an extra card, so that's 6 cards with that combo. The other two, 4, sorry. The first one is Atomos. Atomos. What is his skill? I don't know.
On attack. Last one plus 10k.
Yes, I rarely use them because you
just rarely use them.
Because
the next one is a lot better.
The next one is a lot better.
So it's just better.
Atomos. Is it Atomos?
Atmos.
Counterblast 1, get 10k.
Literally, because he strides Zorus the whole time.
Yeah, he just Zorus.
And then the next one.
And then the last one is
Blizza. Which is just...
Every deck runs Blizza, as Liam said in his deck profile.
Not every deck. Every deck doesn't run it, but I like to think that every deck should run it.
Every deck should run it because, if you have more strides.
Yeah.
His skill is Counterblast 1 and Persona Flip. That's what I call it,
yeah. Not Persona Flip, any G unit.
Any G unit.
It's any G unit. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And he gets 5k.
He gets 5k for every face-up card in your stride zone. G-zone, whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's...
So as a final push, if they're somehow still alive, it's pretty
basically, he doesn't... Conquest Dragon isn't in his deck because he's a bit too expensive right now for any of this, because,
He doesn't really synergize as well.
That too.
That is,
Because it's an act, it's not... It's a very powerful card, not going to disagree with that. It's just not a synergistic card with the deck. Because it is mainly a Tempest Bolt Sweep Command deck.
Yeah.
So, continuing on with
onto the grade 2s is Voltage Horn Dragon. He's the best card or best grade 2 in the deck. His skill is when he is boosted by an Narukami unit, Counterblast 1, your opponent chooses a unit and retires it.
Boosted in general. It's great.
Your opponent chooses a unit and retires it and then binds it face up. And all you have to do to have this skill available is
a
generation break of 1, which means a stride unit in the G zone or on the Vanguard circle.
So this is literally... It also helps with your...
This is a major combo card really, because you can either get off the first restand with Steve or even a second one. As I'll explain later, I have run 2 sweep starters.
Yeah, sure.
Ta-da! Okay, so I think I've explained Voltage Horn good enough, yeah?
And the important part is that the unit hits the drop zone first to enable that. And then you bind it.
Yeah. So anyway,
the next
Chubb
is Mr. Chubb. Mr. Chubb is
Undying Eradicator. Chubb.
Grade 2 Tempest Bolt.
Just name his Chubb.
His skill is Soul Blast 1, a Narukami Eradicator, I think it is.
It's just Eradicator.
Whatever.
And he gets 1k for every...
And he gets 1k for each open rearguard, so it's a grade 2 Tempest Bolt. His best skill is the continuous, he can't be retired by your card's effect, simply because of Tempest Bolt, obviously, and the next grade 2 Koenchak. Now Koenchak is he's a really easy retire. So his skill is when I retire something of my opponent's, I can once per turn make both players retire a unit, and with his skill I can choose to retire Scub. But because he has the continuous of not being able to be retired, he just doesn't die and he stays there, but it counts as killing one of my own.
And then this also, the new
critical trigger. I can either try to retire Scub and fail, or retire this critical trigger, which allows me to check the top 3 cards, and if there's an Narukami, take it, show it to my opponent, and put it to my hand.
It's an Eradicator.
It's an Eradicator, sorry.
Yeah. So anyway. And finally...
And the last grade 2, I nearly said grade 3, is Zuitan. He's only there for the unflip of the damage, and...
Should also mention that the critical trigger also goes back to the deck.
Yeah, it does. It does go back to the deck. We have read that wrong.
We have read that wrong the entire time. That's even better. Well, Zuitan's there for a bit of pressure of the unflips because you know if you've used Voltage Horn, that's a counterblast of 1, then you use Zuitan and unflip that damage again and Soul Charge, and the Soul Charge is good for Scub, so it's actually a good
synergy.
Synergy, that's the word.
Would you run more if you had the option to?
If I could fit them in and find some way to keep consistency up, then yes.
I think it'd be a tough choice between Cohenshak and Zuitan.
Yeah, it really would.
I think Zuitan could win out in the end. It depends like how much Counterblast gets really done in a game.
Yeah.
But Cohenshak and Zuitan are both solid choices.
Yeah. On to the grade 1s, there's 4 perfect guards, as most decks should have, really.
All decks.
Yeah,
all decks
in
nowadays.
case you're running quintets.
No.
I
Some
know.
sort of sentinel.
4 sentinels.
Yeah, 4 sentinels. I'm running the old ones because I haven't actually bought the Eradicator ones, and
Don't need to.
in recent times you don't need to because cards like Voltage Horn and other non-Eradicators, you don't need the Eradicator Counterblast. Although for Tempest Bolts heavy of Counterblast 3 Eradicators, if he's in the damage zone, then
Use them for Voltage Horn.
yeah, just always use it for Voltage Horn. The next 3 grade 1s are the Limit Break Enabler. They're mainly for Tempest Bolt and Steve. Because if you use it for EDD, if you're both on 1 damage, nobody's going to guard an EDD anyway.
It was like, okay, have fun.
That's just okay. For Sweep, if you have 2 damage, you can easily activate his skill with the Limit Break Enabler on the field, which is quite devastating in early game, really. Well, I wouldn't say devastating,
but pretty damn strong.
It's pretty good because you'll probably retire the whole front row, maybe more. The next grade 1s is the Stride Enabler.
I'm using it for the Vanguard anyway.
Well, I use him for Vanquisher. I take him out of my extra deck. It's mainly just to get the strides easily, or boost if I dump to grade 3.
Yeah. If you need the booster.
If I need the booster, if I somehow don't have one. The next grade 1s is Shuki, and he gets 3000 power for each unit retired of my opponents. This is it's really good depending on how you have your setup. Like, you can't really get the power if you just Tempest Bolted. But if you like mix it with Cohenshak and Voltage Horn, and another Cohenshak and maybe
or just like the Stride unit.
Yeah, the Stride on hit. They have a fair few retires to get power, and that's if he's boosting another Voltage Horn, say, or something. It's a lot of power.
A lot of power.
It can basically push stages.
It can push.
Couple of stages.
It can push stages, yes. And on to grade 0s. I've already showed you my starter, but I'm running 2 Sweep Command starters to
possibly get
another restand. You can either do it on the 1 turn if you're really lucky, or on separate turns, like Stride 1 turn and Stride the next.
What I find pretty funny is if you have both of them out in 2 Voltage Horns, you can literally just get possible 7 drive checks in a turn.
Yeah, it's mental. For triggers, I'm running 4 draw trigger. My trigger layout is actually pretty basic. There's 4 draw trigger, 8 critical trigger, and 4 heal.
Are the new ones?
4 of which are the new ones, and 4 polyps. The draw trigger is for keeping hand size, giving myself field advances, because if I draw good cards, put them on the field, etc. And also for EDD, because you need to have cards to drop.
Yeah.
The crit, 8 crit's really standard. As Ari mentioned, the crit
trigger actually got misprinted.
Yeah,
so it doesn't say 4. So basically, it must have been the translator must have been a real gangsta. There's like search for up to 1 card with Eradicator. Or he's from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah.
He's from Brooklyn.
He's
Joey Wheeler.
Obviously, because unless you're doing 16 crit, you always have heals.
Yeah. So that
is this deck of
Sweep Command,
Tempest Bolt, Strido.
So yeah guys, see you in the next video.
Bye! This is TCGR.